What is up? We are back. And before we get to the legit ice bath, we got a little bit more training here. So this was, I think at the end of this, I actually say this is going to be my last time doing this cardio piece. I think this is the 5th week in a row I've done this, but I need to do it again. I finished, I think, at 23:43, which was 3 seconds slower than my best time, which is very frustrating. So I feel like I'm right there, so I need to, I can't end on that. So I need to do it again, but this is a lot faster than last week in the -15. That sucked. That took me like 28 and a half minutes. So I'm back basically as fast as I've done this before. So that was good, but I do want to do one more crack at it and PR it before I move on to something else. So yeah, 2K run, 100 cows on the bike, 500 single unders. So yeah, it's moving well. I'm getting a little bit bored of this. I'm not really sure. I just need to be creative and come up with a different rhythm to do. But I like having something that I'm repeating so that I can be beating my time until that gets too hard or too painful, and then I need to pivot. So I'm pretty darn close to pivoting here, but probably one more week and then we'll move on.
Oh. Got it done. 23:43, which I think is 3 seconds slower than my best. A lot better than last week. I'm getting a little bored of this one, so it might be time to change it up. I think that's 5 weeks in a row doing that. So I can change it up. All right, another day done. It's funny when people hear that I do this thing, some people just get it, but a lot of people make comments like, "Oh, I can never do that," or like, "Why would you ever do that?" Which I guess I get. Why would you ever go into a thing in cold water? But it's like, it's a mentality thing. And there's obviously lots of science and studies show this and that of good things about it. And I'm sure there's some truth to that. But to me, there's just something that feels right about it. About, like, it sucks. Like, it's not like it's easy. Like, people would say, "Oh, I could never do that," or, "Oh, I don't get it." Like, I get it. Like, it sucks. This water is 31.5 degrees. It's like 2 degrees outside, so it's cold. But it's like a mentality thing. It's like, you commit to doing it. Like, if you, like, I just don't get it when people say, "Oh, I could never do that." Like, don't say that. Like, never say that. Like, yes, you can do these sorts of things. It's just a mentality thing, and it's baby steps. Maybe you don't get into this on the first try, or if you do, you resolve to do it for 30 seconds and then get out. But of course you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's all mental.
Hey,
It's all mental.
you got that right.
It's all mental, and some people think you're mental. But I mean, come on, look at this. Icy water, frozen from it being cold outside, 31.5 degrees. Like, there's just something cool about it. And if you do go in, if you do it, and you fight past the shock and you tell your body that no, this is fine. We are in control. We're not going to die. It's all good. You fight past it. And now you're the type of person that can do those sorts of things versus being the kind of person that says, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, never say that. You can do it. What time we at? It's been coming up on 3.5, 4 minutes. May as well go to 5 now, right? So, got to take the opportunity. These are opportunities. Who gets to do this? Who gets to go with an icy thing of water? It's rare. Coming up on 40, 4.5, around 4.5 minutes now. Almost at 5. And there we go. 5 minutes at under 32 degrees. I saw a video yesterday. Someone was saying there's only about 50,000 people in the world that can bench press 315 pounds. I wonder how many people can do 5 minutes at under 32 degrees, icy cold water. I don't know, but I'm one of them. And you can be too.
So I had initially planned to end it there at that ice bath, but I got my last day of training in. This was this past Saturday, and it was an excellent day. And so off the back of that little chat in the tub there about kind of just pushing past things, I wanted to include this piece too. So thankfully it is less cold in the garage now, so I am taking a little bit more time here than last week. Last week I just sprinted straight into the back squat workout. But this week I spent some time doing these ATG split squats again, which I cannot get enough of these things. They just feel so good in terms of stretching that hip flexor out. And I definitely think that my hips have opened up a lot more. I especially love doing this with these dumbbells. It just pulls you into the bottom more and just opens the hips up, and then also gets that knee farther forward over the toe, which really does contribute to, once I get into the back squatting, having that is really, really helpful. Just kind of getting the extra stretch out of that movement and the ability to shoot the knees a little bit more forward. I just find it helps me get into position a lot better with once I get to the back squatting. In addition to getting these ATG split squats in, I have also learned from experience that getting some hamstring focused deadlifting in before squatting really makes a big difference for me. So I quickly did 5 rounds of every 90 seconds Romanian deadlifts, which is again just sort of biasing that hamstring to get a little bit of stretch out of it, and it just seems like that is the silver bullet for me. Getting those ATG split squats in and doing some deadlifting gets me ready for back squats. It's important not to get too crazy on the deadlifts, so I haven't gone heavy on deadlifting in a while, and I do need to circle back to that. But for now, I just wanted to be focusing on these back squats because I really wanted to get back to squatting 225 consistently. It was August of last year, 2023, was when I had 225 consistently after the boys and I did a bit of a back squat routine through the summer, just because it was a little bit too hot in the garage to really be pushing the heart rate. So, but it's been what, 4 or 5 months since I've been at that strength. So I started real slow. I think this is 5 or 6 weeks now on this workout that I've been doing this weekly, and I think I started at 75 pounds on this 5-second descent, 3-second pause. And so I've just been adding 5 pounds a week, and I've been really enjoying it. I would say that it's a great way to work on mobility in the squat. The act of just slowly coming down into the bottom there and sitting, you just have so much time under tension to be thinking about foot pressure, to be thinking about how the hips are opening up, where the knees are tracking out in front of the toe, and really focusing on keeping the shoulders back, keeping the back straight to the extent that I can. I might have done an extra rep here. Seems to me I couldn't remember where I was at, so I just did an extra one. But this has been getting hard. It's getting into the realm now where last week and this week, the last set of even these 5-second pause, 3-second descent squats was tough. Well, it was 150 pounds, I think, and the third one was getting spicy, and that was kind of the tail for the rest of this workout. The third set, the set of 3, was consistently difficult, and you start kind of having the thought in mind like, oh shoot, I got to go up another 5 next week. So we'll see how long I can maintain it. I find with these sorts of progressions where you're just sort of doing the progressive overload week after week, at some point you just hit a wall. But I do also find that it does take longer than I think that it will to find that wall. So my guess is I can probably do this 2 or 3 more weeks, where that would put my top set of 3 right now. Today I did a top set of 3 at 200. So in 3 weeks, that's going to be 315, or sorry, that'd be nice, 215, which I think is doable. Much past that is going to get awfully spicy. But skipping forward to the end here, we'll get to the tape, but I finally got 225 again for a single, and I was super, super happy with that. I tried it close to a month ago now, just around Christmas, and I missed it, and I got 215, and then I think the next week I tried 215 and I failed that. And then I started into this rhythm or something like that, somewhere in there, where I started doing this back squat progression starting at 75 pounds. And each week after I finish the top set of 3, I go up a little bit in weight and do a double, and a little bit in weight and do a single. And 3 weeks in a row I did 215. And then last week I went to 220 and got that. And so I was feeling hopeful that this week I could hit 225, and everything moved well, and I was feeling good because I got the ATG split squatting in as well as the deadlifting. So I felt like I certainly had a good chance at touching that. And so, yeah, I was super pumped to get that. That if I can be week in, week out touching 225, then I'm more or less, at 95% of my best. And so I would definitely like to sit around there. I do wonder if 225 is like a mental sticking point for me, because the best that I've been able to do since I've been ATG squatting is 235 is what I hit in the summertime, which was my best. So, but I'm a little bit surprised that I've never been able to push much past that, because I've been more or less around 225 somewhat consistently for 2 or 3 years. So to me, it seems a little bit ridiculous that I can't push past that. And so I'm just sort of thinking that 2 plates maybe is like a mental hurdle for me. So we shall see. I would like to get past that space. Perhaps 250 is a good goal. The other thing that's worth noting here is that, I don't know if I've talked about it on here yet, Okay, so here's the last set of 3 sets with the no pause, no slow descent. And these first ones move fine, but then by the time I get to the end of it, the set of 3 at 200, then it starts to slow down. But anyway, for the last month now, I've been doing meat and fruit only, and my body weight did drop off by about 5 pounds, but it's been interesting. My strength, I've been feeling really good, and so it was noteworthy that I was able to get 225 yesterday. On that diet, that tells me that the diet is working pretty well for me. I know I'm feeling pretty good. So here we go. There's one. How's the depth? Yeah, good depth. Last one. Yeah, I remember this one was hard. Yeah. Well, look good though. Look good. So that I have been able to get myself back to this point on the basically just steak and fruit diet has been encouraging, because it tells me that I do function well on that, as I sort of think that I do. So here was a double at 215. I was pleased with this. Taking a little bit of time. No sense of rushing things. And I get it up there. All right. And then to round this out for posterity, give myself a little pep talk. Off we go. I don't know that I got quite as much depth as I would like, but it was certainly well below parallel. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'd say that's pretty darn good. I got no complaints with that. So anyway, that rounds out another consistent week. So far, 5-6 days a week, every week of the year. And so I'm pumped about that. So I will catch you in the next one.